Hi Aries, and welcome to your December reading. This is for Aries Sun, Moon, Rising, Midheaven, and or Venus. However, if you're cross-watching, as you typically do for Aries, or you just happen to click on the video out of curiosity, welcome, because there is a message in here for you. I hope you hear all that you need, and that you subscribe before you leave, right? Let's get into your reading, and do mind me if my voice just sounds a little like congested and weird, but I don't want my sickness to stop me from getting these messages out for you guys, okay? So just bear with me. But coming into the first week of December energetically, what's coming up for you is the Seven of Swords, followed by the Page of Wands, and the Queen of Cups with the Queen of Coins that came out. Now coming into the third week of December, potential obstacles, if you haven't already faced these, or just anything internally that you might be struggling with energetically, what came up was the Magician card, followed by the Page of Swords and the Devil card. Okay, and then the last week of December, where you will find yourself or what you can do to overcome, you have the Emperor that came out with the Moon card and the Ace of Swords. I'm hearing groundbreaking discoveries by the end of the month. The potentiality for the things that you can do just from the thoughts that you have, it's unbelievable, okay? Also, just watch your tongue. Iron sharpens iron. It's important that you understand diplomacy, right? Because you can come off as just being very brash, and although you might be trying to state an honest, authentic opinion or expressing how you feel about someone or someone's behavior to them because you want to be helpful, the way that you say it can cause some conflict. And I'm only saying that because the Five of Swords is the first card that is showing up at the bottom of the deck, right? Just be very careful with your words, because they can cut and cut deep, okay? You don't want to regret anything. But coming into the top of the month, right, with the Seven of Swords energy, I feel like you guys are taking a questionable risk on some idea or on some type of person, if it's not a place or a thing, right? And it can be a fire sign, because I am seeing just a lot of red in these cards. And you do have the Page of Wands and the Emperor as being like a major arcana card that is upright. So you can be dealing with an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Also, the Devil card is here, which is Capricorn's energy. And Capricorn also had this card come up in the same exact position, I do believe, in their obstacles position. So you might be dealing with a Capricorn, or just within your own natal placement, that's something that you're struggling with, like that type of energy. But also, I just did Pisces reading, and they had the Page of Swords that was also in the obstacles position. So you might be dealing with the Pisces, which is also potentially confirmed here with this Queen of Cups energy. But if not, it's just like, again, difficulty embodying that energy this month. But regardless, sorry, I just feel like I'm talking in circles, and I feel like for a while you guys have maybe been even going in circles, right? With this thought and with this idea, with this person, you're definitely taking a questionable risk. But for most of you, it's shown to work to your benefit here with this Page of Wands, right? I just feel like you guys are having fun, regardless of the circumstance, regardless of the outcome. And that's something that one can appreciate, right? That others might also often envy, because you're not going to be, what is that called? Like guarded, in a sense. You're okay with letting your guard down coming into the month of December, with being vulnerable. Because there are two women here, I did kind of get the sense that for some of you, two women are involved, or somebody's going to have to make a decision between two women, namely a water sign or an earth sign. Or this can be maternal figures, right? One's mother is a water sign, more compassionate, more attentive, right? A little bit more sensitive. And then one's mother is a little bit more on the reasoning side, just more, what is that called? It's just a different type of nurturing, but they can be overbearing, overly critical, and or judgmental, you know. It just, there's positive and negatives and everything. So I feel like the maternal figures are getting in the way potentially of this decision or of this love relationship, if this is not two women that you're dealing with, because they are older women. But hey, if that's what you're into, that's what you like, then I mean, do that, but make a wise decision. Okay, think with both your heart and your mind in the month of December. As far as potential obstacles, you have the Magician here, so you can be tricking yourself or others can be trying to trick you. But in this card, if you look, he has an infinity symbol that is before him, so it's understanding that there are like limitless possibilities, infinite possibilities, right? Infinite outcomes. It's just you need to choose, or like pick your poison, really, here. That's what it's coming down to. Also, because we're getting so close to the end of the year and, you know, New Year's, and it talks so much about like setting intentions, right? Or making these resolutions, then are you going to pick what you are already comfortable with, like your own modalities this month and personalities, and just strengthening what your strengths already are? Or are you going to kind of pay more attention to what your potential weaknesses might be? Things that you haven't shed too much light on, things that you really haven't, I don't want to say confronted, but acknowledged really here. Things that you may not have had the guts to speak on for a long time, right? This can be things that have been buried within the depths of your subconscious here that you're needing to bring to your conscious awareness and integrate into your conscious self, right? Your waking self, and really showing all the stuff that you've been maybe even talking about here with this Seven of Swords. It's one thing to give advice, and it's another thing to follow that advice, right? And I'm often talking to myself when I do my readings. So as much as you talk, are you also listening? Are you also implementing, integrating into your persona, right? Or do you feel like you are holier than thou and you kind of know it all here with this Queen of Coins and nobody can tell you anything? Again, if this is not you, this can be a maternal figure that acts like that. You can't get them to see the other side of like what it is that you're trying to talk about. You can't get them to take a chance on the person that you might care for because they just don't see it. They feel like you're better than maybe somebody that you're interested in type of energy. That's what I'm getting here. This is kind of like a nobody can take care of you better than I can type of energy. I'm definitely getting that sense. What I love is that they made the Queen of Coins a black woman. Like, I'm here for it. And she looks exotic. So are there cultural differences as far as relationships are concerned? And so needing to be more understanding of these cultural differences, right? Because this woman in the Queen of Cups energy, if not white, she looks a little Asian. So like, are one of you black or one of you Asian? Just again, different backgrounds and needing to become like a melting pot in a sense, right? Fusion restaurants work well, so like, why can't people be in a multi-ethnic relationship? Biracial, is it really called biracial? I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I mean, come on. We're going into 2019. They may not understand it now, but they're going to have to come around later. I don't want you guys to miss out on an opportunity of love just because somebody, potentially a maternal figure, isn't going to be so approving of who it is that you have chosen. Okay, I can understand if the person that you're with just had like no ambition, wanted to kind of live off of your means, right? Your finances, wanting to be like a socialite in a sense, like using you for fame and or opportunities, like being a gold digger essentially. I can understand if that was the case. And that can be vice versa energy, having a guy live off of you. You know, he wants to always drop you off at work and drive your car around and get into nonsense. Like, that's something that's different. But just if it's a cultural thing, like a race thing, it really shouldn't matter, okay? But if not that, again, you guys are going to have to like pick your poison as far as like how much more expansion you want to do with yourself. Like how authentic you are with yourself, that you have been, and again, what it is that you still want to develop next about yourself here with this Page of Swords and this Devil energy. Because by the end of the month, again, you have this Emperor card. And I'm not sure if I said it in your video, Aries, or if it was Sagittarius's video for the mid-monthlies, but I get the sense that for so long people have been trying to put you in a box, to label you as one thing, can only see you in one way, but you aren't meant to just live in such a confined space, right? You're too expansive of a being. Jupiter in Sagittarius, of course, has shown you that, has given you gifts of the hard work that you've been putting in over this past year. You've really gotten to see you for who you are, right? The reality of who you are. You can no longer be delusional. This year didn't let you do that. You know what I'm saying? You've had to really work for everything that you have. You've had to really show that you can handle the responsibilities that have been thrown at you, the obstacles that have come upon you, and how well you respond to them, right? Like how easily you can discern what was for you, or how easily you have been able to throughout the year discern what was for you and what wasn't, like what was serving as a test to see if you were still going to give in to your carnal, fleshy, worldly desires, right? Or if you could fight temptation. Again, going back to these strengths and weaknesses here, I feel like by the end of the month, you guys are just like, you can't be small anymore, right? You can't think small anymore. You can't even do that to yourself. That's what I'm saying, right? So as much as you may have wanted to doubt yourself, just so that if you failed, like all eyes wouldn't be on you and you wouldn't have to like take the I want to say the brunt, but I don't know if brunt is even a word, but where you have to like take the blame essentially, because you wanted to like avoid or evade responsibility. And if not you, again, this can be the other person. You can't even do that anymore, right? You can't even do that anymore. I feel like in your subconscious state though, a lot of things are coming up for you to realize and for you to break through. A lot of curses, generational curses, just things that you put in your mind, again, you can no longer hold on to them. With the new year and the new resolution, I feel like you're really going to work on your mental faculties, like your perspectives, like your brilliance. That's really going to be amplified going into 2019. How inventive you are, right? How improvisational you can be, how independent you can be as well. But how unique the mind is, how unique your mind is, having an appreciation for others who think differently than you do, right? Again, it's like shattering realities, or what you thought reality was. I'm getting a sense of a paradigm shift for sure here. Cutting through all the things that you thought you knew. This also reminds me of like the networks of the brain, like with your neurons. Like reconditioning. What did they call that? What is that called? Neuroplasticity. There we go. I feel like in the month of December, you're really going to outdo yourself with how differently, again, your mind just is now. How much more aware you are now, how sharp and quick-witted you are now. So yeah, as far as your chakras are concerned, your third eye and crown chakra, I feel like, are going to be the most important So just work on visualizations this month. But if what I said did resonate, give me a thumbs up, share this with your friends and family, and do subscribe for more as well. Hit me up in my email if you would like to book a private reading.